The tension is officially building as Lester Martinez and Luka Plantic came face-to-face for the first time ahead of their highly anticipated showdown. The full press conference delivered everything boxing fans could ask for: confidence, respect, subtle mind games, and an intense face-off that hinted at what's to come on fight night. Both undefeated fighters stepped onto the stage with very different personalities, but they shared one common goal: proving they belong among the elite in the super middleweight division. As the cameras flashed and fans watched closely, it became clear that this isn't just another fight, it's a career-defining opportunity for both men. The event opened with promoters welcoming the media and thanking fans for their support before introducing the fighters. Lester Martinez entered with his trademark calm and composed attitude, showing little emotion as he took his seat. Known for his disciplined approach and devastating punching power, Martinez has quietly built one of the most impressive undefeated records in boxing. Throughout his career, he has consistently broken down opponents with patience, accuracy, and relentless pressure. Many believe this fight represents the toughest challenge of his professional career, but Martinez looked completely unfazed as questions from the media began. Luka Plantic arrived with a different energy. The Croatian contender appeared confident, relaxed, and eager to speak. Plantic made it clear that he respects Martinez's accomplishments but doesn't believe the Guatemalan star has faced someone with his combination of size, boxing IQ, and technical ability. Speaking confidently, Plantic explained that he has trained for this moment his entire life and sees this fight as his opportunity to introduce himself to the global boxing audience. While he avoided disrespectful comments, his message was simple: he's coming to win, not just compete. When Martinez was asked about facing another undefeated fighter, he calmly responded that records don't win fights, preparation does. He explained that every opponent presents a different challenge, but once the opening bell rings, it's about executing the game plan. Martinez thanked his team for preparing him for every possible scenario and said he expects 12 difficult rounds if necessary. However, he also hinted that if an opportunity presents itself for a knockout, he won't hesitate to take it. His confidence wasn't loud or flashy, instead, it reflected the quiet belief of a fighter who trusts his abilities. Plantic responded by emphasizing that boxing isn't just about power. He pointed out that movement, timing, and ring intelligence often separate good fighters from great ones. According to Plantic, he has studied Martinez carefully and believes there are weaknesses that can be exploited. Although he refused to reveal specific strategies, he smiled while saying that fans will see something different on fight night. His remarks suggested that his team has identified areas where they believe they can gain an advantage. As reporters continued asking questions, the conversation shifted toward each fighter's preparation. Martinez explained that his training camp had been one of the best of his career. He credited his coaches, sparring partners, and conditioning team for pushing him every day. According to Martinez, every aspect of his preparation, from strength training to nutrition, has been carefully managed to ensure he enters the ring in peak condition. He insisted that fans will see the best version of Lester Martinez when the bell rings. Plantic shared similar confidence about his own camp. He described weeks of intense sparring against opponents with styles similar to Martinez and emphasized that his conditioning is at an elite level. Plantic acknowledged Martinez's pressure-fighting style but insisted he has prepared for every possible adjustment. He believes versatility will be one of his greatest weapons and suggested that fans shouldn't expect him to fight only one way. Whether boxing from range or exchanging in close quarters, Plantic said he'll be ready for whatever the fight demands. One of the more interesting moments came when both fighters were asked whether they expected the contest to go the distance. Martinez answered first, saying he never enters a fight looking for the judges' scorecards. His goal is always to dominate every round while remaining prepared for 12 hard rounds if necessary. He repeated that if the knockout comes naturally, he'll take it, but forcing mistakes can create unnecessary risks. His disciplined mindset drew praise from many observers in attendance. Plantic answered with confidence, saying he doesn't predict knockouts because boxing is unpredictable. However, he made it clear that he believes his style will frustrate Martinez throughout the fight. He expressed confidence that his speed and footwork could create problems that previous opponents hadn't been able to solve. While respectful, Plantic's comments reflected genuine belief that this matchup favors him more than many experts expect. The discussion eventually turned toward the importance of this fight within the super middleweight division. Both fighters acknowledged that an impressive victory could open doors to major opportunities, including regional championships, world rankings, and eventually a world title shot. Martinez said he's focused only on the opponent standing in front of him and refuses to overlook anyone. Plantic agreed, explaining that talking about future fights means nothing unless he handles business first. Their answers highlighted the professionalism both men have shown throughout the promotion. As the press conference neared its conclusion, each fighter was given the opportunity to deliver a final message. Martinez thanked his supporters from Guatemala and around the world, promising to give everything he has inside the ring. He encouraged fans to tune in because he believes they'll witness an exciting fight between two undefeated competitors hungry to prove themselves. His message was simple but powerful: he's ready. Plantic addressed his supporters in Croatia before speaking directly to boxing fans worldwide. He promised an entertaining performance and said moments like this are why fighters dedicate their lives to the sport. According to Plantic, opportunities like this don't come often, and he intends to make the most of every second once the opening bell sounds. He ended his remarks by saying fans should expect a memorable performance regardless of the outcome. As analysts continue breaking down the matchup, one of the biggest talking points is the contrast in fighting styles. Lester Martinez has built his reputation on relentless pressure and explosive punching power. He doesn't waste many punches, and when he senses that an opponent is hurt, he quickly shifts into attack mode. His ability to cut off the ring has made life extremely difficult for previous opponents, forcing them into exchanges they would rather avoid. Martinez's confidence comes from knowing that one clean shot can completely change the course of a fight. Luka Plantic, however, represents a very different challenge. Rather than relying solely on power, Plantic has earned praise for his technical skills, patience, and ring intelligence. He prefers to control distance with his jab, use angles effectively, and make opponents miss before firing back with sharp combinations. Throughout his career, he has demonstrated excellent footwork, making him difficult to trap along the ropes. Against a pressure fighter like Martinez, those skills could prove extremely valuable. Several members of the media asked whether Martinez would change his aggressive approach for this particular opponent. Smiling slightly, Martinez responded that every fight requires adjustments, but his mentality never changes. He explained that fans know exactly what they can expect whenever he steps into the ring. He wants to entertain, apply pressure, and leave no doubt about who the better fighter is. At the same time, he stressed that boxing is about making smart decisions, not simply chasing a knockout. If patience is required, he's prepared to fight intelligently over every round. Plantic was then asked about Martinez's knockout reputation. Rather than appearing intimidated, he welcomed the challenge. He explained that every undefeated puncher eventually faces someone capable of neutralizing that power, and he believes he has the skills to do exactly that. According to Plantic, avoiding mistakes and maintaining discipline will be critical. He emphasized that boxing is often won by the fighter who remains composed under pressure rather than the one who throws the hardest punches. Another fascinating moment came when both fighters discussed the mental side of competition. Martinez explained that physical preparation is only part of becoming a successful professional boxer. He believes confidence comes from the work completed in training camp. Once he enters the ring, he doesn't think about records, rankings, or predictions. His focus remains entirely on executing his strategy one round at a time. That calm mindset has helped him remain undefeated throughout his career. Plantic shared a similar perspective, saying that elite boxing is as much a psychological battle as it is a physical one. He admitted that pressure exists before every important fight but insisted that experienced professionals learn how to channel that pressure into motivation. Instead of allowing nerves to become a weakness, Plantic believes they sharpen his focus and remind him how important every second inside the ring truly is. The discussion soon shifted toward the importance of remaining undefeated. Both men acknowledged that protecting an unbeaten record carries tremendous expectations. Martinez admitted that every opponent wants to hand him his first loss, but he refuses to let that pressure affect his performance. Instead, he views every victory as another step toward achieving his dream of becoming a world champion. Plantic echoed those thoughts, saying that an undefeated record reflects years of sacrifice and dedication. Countless hours inside the gym, strict diets, difficult training camps, and time away from family all contribute to moments like this. He emphasized that neither fighter reached this stage by accident, making the upcoming contest even more meaningful. As the press conference continued, several reporters asked both camps about possible weaknesses in their opponents. Unsurprisingly, neither side revealed much. Martinez smiled and simply said that every fighter has strengths and weaknesses, but identifying them is only half the battle. The difficult part is taking advantage of those opportunities under the bright lights when thousands of fans are watching. Plantic answered in a similar fashion, saying that his team has carefully studied Martinez but that strategy should remain private until fight night. He joked that revealing too much during a press conference would make his coaches very unhappy, drawing laughter from the audience. Promoters then took the stage to discuss the significance of the event. They praised both fighters for accepting a dangerous challenge instead of taking easier opponents. In today's boxing landscape, where undefeated prospects are often matched cautiously, they described Martinez vs. Plantic as the type of fight fans consistently ask to see. Two unbeaten contenders putting everything on the line is exactly what makes boxing exciting. The trainers also expressed confidence in their fighters. Martinez's team praised his discipline and work ethic, describing him as one of the hardest-working athletes they've ever coached. They emphasized that he never overlooks an opponent and approaches every training session with complete professionalism. Meanwhile, Plantic's coaching staff highlighted his ability to adapt during fights. They explained that boxing isn't always about sticking to one strategy. Great fighters recognize changing situations and make adjustments as the contest unfolds. According to his trainers, Plantic possesses exactly that kind of ring intelligence. As cameras continued rolling,